next speaker focused on empowering families and individuals with the financial confidence to build a meaningful legacy. And today he'll be talking about the new SMART goal formula. This will be a 5 to 7 minute speech. Let's hear it for Samuel Knickerbocker.
How many of you guys have ever had an affair or been part of an affair? Raise your hand. Okay? All of your hands are going to be up by the end of this, I promise. Okay? I found myself driving across the Swiss Alps and the French mountains, I don't know what they call on the French side, but Swiss Alps in a bus, listening to this book called His Needs, Her Needs. All about all the different ways that affairs happen, how they start in the gestational period, people staying late at work, people being dissatisfied in their relationship. And as a 20-year-old boy, I'm thinking, I've been part of so many affairs in my life. This is terrible, this is tragic, right? Just like any book you read, any medical book, you're like, I've got that symptom, I've got this symptom, right? We start self-analyzing ourselves, and I was realizing I'd been part of a lot of affairs. But what this helped me realize throughout my life is I never wanted to be part of another affair. And so I went through a great lengths to, as I was finding a spouse and dating lots of different women, I was very upfront about all the knowledge I had and what was not going to be okay in my relationship. I finally found Charlie, this angelic woman over here, and I'm so grateful for her. But then a few months into our marriage, I found myself having another affair. I would go, and when I'd leave this building, I just feel so terrible inside. I had this deep pit, realizing that I couldn't live in both worlds. I couldn't have both things at once. I had to make a choice. You see, I really liked the idea of comfort. I liked being where I was, but I also was missing that exhilarating unknown. What's going on next? Where are we going to be? What's going to happen? How's this person going to respond in this situation? What if everybody found out? Oh, I can't let it out. And I really liked the excitement of the affair, but I didn't want to give up what I had. That's a hard place to be. But along with Bart's talk, I love this, the Acres of Diamonds. I think it's so important. We all have these affairs. We all have had that feeling where we've heard something and we thought, I just want to be part of that so bad, but I can't let my family down. I can't go be an entrepreneur. I can't do those things. I can't follow my dreams because it doesn't fit with the status quo of what I'm supposed to be. We are unwilling to have an affair with our dream and really go and chase it and just live in that excitement always because we're too institutionalized on what we should become and who we should be and how we should be this cookie-cutter person in our society. And so we have to kind of find things to help us step out of the cookie-cutter lifestyle and into an affair with our dreams. I'm confident that most of you have already had that affair. You guys know what that pit is like. When you see something, you see a goal, you see what you could become, you see your potential, and then you have that pit in your stomach and you think, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm really up for it. I don't know if people are going to accept me as that person. And so I was raised thinking, well, you got to set these SMART goals. If you're trying to accomplish something, set these SMART goals. Who knows what the SMART goals are? Who's heard of them? Raise your hand. Okay. Who could rattle off what they traditionally mean?
Specific, measurable, actionable,
reasonable, realistic, it kind of change, time sensitive, right? And we just have all been conditioned to just set goals based on what we think we can accomplish. The problem is, how selfish is that you are only going to do something that you yourself can do, that you yourself can get the recognition for. And so I decided it was time to reinvent these SMART goals and start thinking about something different. So for the first S, it's sexy, man. You've got to have something, your goal has to be so sexy that when somebody else walks by your goal, sees you participating in that goal, they're turning their heads, they're rubbernecking, I can't get enough of this. You're going to cause an accident because they're so distracted by what you're doing and what you're creating. Is your goal that big? Is inviting enough that people think it's sexy? Are you presenting your life, your gift, your acres of diamonds in a way that you are drawing a crowd? So that's the first thing. Is it massive enough? And forgive my spelling if I screw up, but is it massive? Okay, the important thing about being massive is if you can accomplish it yourself, then there's no need to tell anybody about it. And there's no need to involve other people. There's no collaboration. There's no involving other people. Who wants to be part of somebody else's dream? And maybe, but who wants a dream that everybody can be part of? Right? This is the American dream. We all can self-identify with this American dream. So is it massive enough that it must include a lot of people for you to actually accomplish it? Does it demand that you have a lot of people joining your team? Is your goal that big enough? And then the next is audacious. I don't know how to spell that. Audacious. Okay, why does it need to be audacious? This is a specific word I chose because your goal needs to create separation. In every massive organization, look at Jesus Christ and what he did from his movement. He created separation. He created a tribe of people. They separated themselves and have certain things that they live their life, certain ways they live their life to separate themselves from the world. Right? We have to create opposition when we're chasing our goal because it lets us know who is absolutely going to follow us 100% no matter what and who's not on our team. Now the reason for that is not to condemn the other team, the people who are not, but it's also to help them see that this can be them someday. It's to help them have belief in their own self, that they can accomplish something. So is it audacious enough? Is it creating a tribe and a separation between your believers and the people who are not believing you? Lukewarm goals don't go anywhere. And is it remarkable? So, remarkable. Some things that have been remarkable. Goals, right? How about carving 4 humans' faces on the side of a massive mountain? Is that remarkable? Is that big enough? Did it involve more than just one person up there chiseling away? Yeah, absolutely. When you accomplish your goal, how about Tesla's putting a car circling the Earth, in orbit of the Earth? It doesn't really mean anything other than like people talk about it because it's so big, it's so massive, it's so big of a goal that it almost seems impossible. So when you accomplish it, people are going to be talking about it for years. How about Donald Trump as a president, right? People are going to be talking about this person we never, ever, ever imagined would be the president of our United States as a president. And then the last thing is transparency. For you to actually accomplish your goal, 1, it's so big you want people to know about it. 2, it's massive so you need their help. You need to create separation. People aren't going to remark if they don't know about it, but also the transparency comes with you have to be willing to share your goal with the whole entire world to hold you accountable and to get people to jump on board. And so are you being transparent about your goals? Are you being transparent about what you can create? Or are you just hoarding them to yourself, sitting on your acres of diamonds because you're too embarrassed that you might be going against the narrative? I'd invite you all to have an affair if you haven't had an affair yet. But let's just do that again. Who here has had an affair in their life before? Sweet. Awesome. Thank you.